John's family moved from St. Catharines, Ontario, to a farm just south of Guelph in the late 1950s. He graduated from the University of Toronto with a Bachelor of Science and subsequently obtained a PhD in poultry nutrition from Rutgers in the USA. John briefly worked in the Ontario feed industry before joining the staff of the Poultry Science Department within the Ontario Agricultural College. John was truly one of the pioneers of the golden age of poultry nutrition. Together with his esteemed colleagues, he helped to develop what has become the foundation of our modern strategies of poultry nutrition. John was a dynamic researcher and innovator who was to publish over 400 papers in science journals and make over 800 presentations at industry and association meetings. His early work helped pave the way for acceptance of canola meal in poultry diets, together with greater understanding of various byproduct feeds produced in Ontario. Dr. Summers has a pioneering interest in carcass quality and composition and was among the first to investigate the growing concern of obesity and abdominal fat accumulation in the rapidly growing birds in the 1970s and 1980s. His later research interest focused on the potential of reducing phosphorus and nitrogen in poultry waste through diet manipulation. John became chair of the Department of Poultry Science at the University of Guelph in the late 60s and subsequently overseeing the amalgamation with animal science. He served on numerous academic and industry committees in Canada and internationally. This culminated in his serving on the U.S. National Academy of Sciences, which was the overseer of NRC animal-orientated subcommittees. John supervised over 60 graduate students at a time when all Master of Science students carried out rigorous research programs. His Master of Science and PhD students have made lasting contributions to the Canadian and international feed and poultry industries. His frequent travels resulted in numerous long-term visits from international colleagues and students. John hosted the first poultry scientist from China to be allowed to study outside of the country in the late 1970s. John visited over 45 countries where he helped both fledgling and established poultry industries to recognize new technologies. John Summers traveled widely for shaver poultry farms during the period of rapid expansion of the layer and broiler industries in the 1960s through the 1980s and established many lifelong friendships with his clientele. John Summers has remarkable talent for bringing the relevant and practical aspects of his research work into poultry production systems. John Summers was truly a pioneer of the Canadian poultry industry. His family is delighted that his achievements have been recognized by this induction into the Canadian Poultry Research Hall of Fame. Here's an additional fact passed on by Jim Atkinson. I spoke today with my former PhD advisor, Henry Bailey, who was a new faculty member in the late 60s and 70s, who was mentored by and published a good deal with John Summers when he first came to Guelph. Apparently, John picked Henry up at the airport when he arrived in Canada, took him to his house, and turfed one of his sons out of bed so he would have a place to sleep.